Hello there, hello there. Still keeping fit. Now on Thika Road. And today I want to talk to my brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And I want to touch on one aspect in terms of how you send money for your construction when buying a piece of land back in Kenya. And I'm going to touch on two major ones. One is basically disbursing your money to the developer escrow account. And I consider this to be the most safe approach because the way developers align their projects is to make sure that there's an escrow account in place, and this ensures that your funds are protected. And maybe the question is, what is an escrow account? An escrow account is basically a special purpose account that a developer puts in place to be able to safeguard the client's money. And most of the time you have three parties in that account. Of course, the account starts with the two parties, the developer and the bank. And the developer basically puts some condition on that account. That is an account meant to receive funds from clients who want to purchase either land or houses from his or her development. Of course, the third party comes in, you as a client, and most of the time is that the money gets into that account and gets into a ledger. You're Gerard, the money reads Gerard in your ledger. And the arrangement is that most of this money, developer only accesses the money, or maybe a percent of the money, after they have delivered the title or the construction. So the aim of an escrow account is to make sure that if the development is not delivered, you can walk into a bank where you put in your money and you demand for a refund because the developer didn't deliver this project. But here is a disclaimer. It is upon you as the person from the diaspora to do your due diligence deeply to establish that the account given to you is an escrow account. And how you basically do that is to call the bank direct and establish from the bank whether the account that is said to be an escrow account is actually an escrow account. Once you verify that and you are okay, proceed to put money. But of course, the other disclaimer is that you must also done proper due diligence on the property you want to purchase before you put that money into that escrow account. So basically, an escrow account is one of the most safe process of you owning a property back in Kenya. Because of the time you find that you don't have time to keep coming back home. The other process is through what I call a lien account. A lien account is basically your own account that you can open in a local bank while you're still in the US. And what a lien account does is basically it's basically like an SPV account for your own to put money into it, with the special purpose of buying a given piece of asset. And most of the time is if you plan to come back to the country in 2 years, in 3 years or 5 years, this is an account to keep putting money. And when you're back home, and because you have cash, you will have a lot of assets on your table to be able to negotiate again, that will be in good places because will have cash, and cash flow is key. So most developers do not refuse cash. You go to negotiate good deals when you have cash when you come home. So get your money into an escrow account and into a lien account, and this will help you to own a piece of land, or to own a piece of asset as you get back home. Of course, the other processes is basically buying properties that are being sold by the bank, or properties that are listed in the bank by developers, because you'll find that most developers locally now have MOUs with the bank, and they've actually listed those banks as part of their agents, because most of the bank now have mortgage centers, they have property centers. So walk into a property center virtually, online, and you'll find assets that are being sold through those platforms. And in that case, you'll be dealing with a bank agent. And I believe from where I sit is that before a bank puts an asset in their portfolio, they basically tick all the boxes. As in this case, you'll be able to buy a property direct through the bank. Of course, the last, or not the least option is where developers do visit wherever you are in the US. When they come there, make sure that you basically do due diligence, because they basically come with properties that they're selling. What is critical is to engage a lawyer, and sometimes you can actually put money into the lawyer's client account until this property is verified to be good. Then from there, your lawyer will basically pay the amount. So those are some of the few channels you're able to buy property. You're still in America, wherever you are in the world, because it's critical to keep investing back at home. It's good to have something back at home, whether for your retirement, whether for investment, and also to grow your portfolio. See you then.